Wrestling on weed.
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 Wrestling on weed. Subscribe today. Otherwise, we're gonna have a problem.
What is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. HD, Wild Nation Gang. You know what it is, man. Make sure you hit the like button when you come in. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. And make sure that you're following us on all social media platforms. If you weren't following us on Twitter, I was live tweeting a bunch of funny stuff last night. I'm going to start trying to do that more often. Also doing some shorts here on the YouTube channel during the live streams. We'll see how things work out. But we got a jam-packed show for you guys today. We got to cover a 3-hour edition of Monday Night Raw. But before we get to that, I'm going to toss to my brother from another physics, and he's going to get to you guys, give you guys all the news stories and all the fallout from WWE Crown Jewel and everything else that's going on in the pro wrestling world. So without further ado.
What up, world? Your boy Physics, and I am the AKA Danny Ainge of Wild Nation, because just when you think I'm going to be at the bottom, I just end up right at the top. But we are going to be breaking down the news that's been going on. Not a lot has been going on this weekend, but of course we have a lot of fallout from Crown Jewel. Fightful Select got a look at an internal WWE memo that proclaimed Crown Jewel past Clash at the Castle as the most viewed international PLE in company history. The latest Saudi show had a 7-figure viewership. Also, over the 8 events in the KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, WrestleNomics notes WWE's been paid almost twice as much as they've made from every WrestleMania ticket ever sold. And that's somewhere from $400 million to $250 million. Which means them leaving Saudi Arabia does not happen anytime soon. According to news that has been going on, it looks like if they're going to do another Crown Jewel, it will probably be around May. Russell Votes told Give Me Sports that Roman Reigns isn't expected to lose the WWE Universal Championship for quite a while, but Triple H has an idea for who would take it from him. Now, I'm wondering, Wild Nation, who do you think is going to be that person? I honestly believe we have to separate the belts. We need somebody going for one belt. And I really feel like WrestleMania is going to be a night where they're going to try to pull the Wrestle Kingdom, where Roman Reigns, because he is the tribal chief, is going to do double duty. He'll face Rock night one for one of the belts. And then for the next belt, it would be the next night. This will have to be somebody that's going to win a Royal Rumble. It possibly could be Cody. If he wins the Royal Rumble, he can look at the WWE Championship and be like, I don't want the Universal Championship. I want the WWE Championship because of what it means to me, the legacy that it has with my father, and I want to be a part of that. So that's one way you could separate it, so that at the end of the day, after WrestleMania, because he had this belt first, his Universal belt reign will still continuously go, while the WWE Championship will go somewhere else. Shout out to Kid Get Money that's in the building. Wild Nation is in here. According to PW Insider, there is interest between both WWE and Jake Paul to do more work together in the future, though there are no current concrete plans at this time. They also say Logan Paul was universally praised backstage for his work at Crown Jewel. Now, do we want to see Jake? I don't know. I doubt it. But Logan's doing his thing. I feel like the injuries are not quite real. I feel like we have to figure out. He has other things he probably has on his plate, so we're probably not going to see him for a while until those things are off his plate, and then we'll see him again. I expect to see him at WrestleMania, because if he had the injuries he had, WrestleMania is out the picture. But it allows him to do it. Gruss, shout out to Gruss, also in the building. Another wrestler who received praise both for Crown Jewel and his progress of late is Gruss's favorite wrestler of all time, Almost, the man is getting love, which means there might be some things for him in the future. And Gruss will not be able to contain himself, and we get to hear about it in the chat all the damn time. Fightful Select says they spoke to some folks who said WWE has been hoping to restock the women's division with several TV radio experienced wrestlers. That's Emma. Emma was one of them, and Tegan Knox could be another. And we also saw one that paired last night on Raw, which we would talk about later on. But hey, you got to replenish it. We also have two people that are possibly going to pop up because they popped up on the Then Now Forever thing when it came to Crown Jewels. So the women's division is about to get busy again. It feels like at the War Games, we're going to be right back in business with some of the greatest women wrestling in the world, and I'm looking forward to it. Ringside News claims they were told there are 5 or 6 wrestlers on NXT right now who are on the list to be moved up to the main roster when the time is right. Of course, we know one of them is Cameron Grimes. We do know our boy Mello is definitely on there. It's just the interesting thing is going to be where we're going to put these wrestlers. We all know that Triple H is very fond of Roxy, aka Roxanne, and seeing her as the next big thing. As he said, the next Sasha Banks. So we'll see where we're going from there. Of course, Gruss says almost over Theory is greater than Theory. Hey, I have some thoughts on the whole theory thing, but Laylo's going to break that down a little bit later. Fightful notes that the segment where Braun Strowman hit an MVP with multiple power slams on SmackDown last week was to explain his not appearing at Crown Jewel. He couldn't make the trip because he was a practicing Muslim, but is now an atheist, and renouncing Islam is a crime in Saudi Arabia. So that's why he wasn't there. AEW's first console/PC video game still doesn't have a release date. But WrestleZone says Fight Forever will be available to play on Xbox Game Pass subscription service from day one. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing. There's a lot of good games that are on Xbox Game Pass. The day one is just that I feel like they pretty much gave up on everything that has to do with Fight Forever. I'm pretty sure a lot of their PR was probably revolving around Kenny and Elite. Of course, they're going to start pushing that back up again. But there's a possibility, as I keep saying, that Kenny might not be there after February. So that's going to be a little bit weird. And then on top of that, of course, I guarantee you that CM Punk was going to be a huge factor in the publicity for that video game. And that is not going to be the case. Now let's get to the last two news stories. WWE announces the search for Africa's next superstar. Last Wednesday, November 2nd, WWE announced an extension and expansion of their media rights deals with Africa's MultiChoice. Part of the new arrangement made Showmax one of the continent's major streaming services, the home of WWE Network for the majority of Africa. The press release promised we see an additional partnership initiatives leveraging WWE IP on SuperSport, MultiChoice's sports network that currently airs Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and the original product called Jambo WWE. If it's anything like I saw in the Maldives, it's pretty much like a breakdown of all that went on during the week, played during the days for kids to watch so they can keep up and not have a lot of the, more thought themed things being shown to them. On the company's investor conference call later that same day, WWE co-CEO Nick Khan discussed the updated contract and mentioned that an upcoming developmental recruiting event in Nigeria could be used for content creation, which means they will possibly have a show, a reality show based on what is going on in Nigeria and who they're trying to find. That's probably going to play on that network and most likely will be on the Peacock in the WWE network. Apollo Crews then went on to Twitter to promote it, saying the search is on for the next WWE African superstar, and it's an honor to be out here in Lagos, Nigeria, to announce the first WWE trial to be held in Africa in Lagos, Nigeria, February 2023. Having been back to Nigeria since I was 10, this was a blessing. So we already have our ambassador because Almost is going to be too damn busy doing what he needs to do in the ring. But Apollo Crews is going to be the head of everything going on in Nigeria in February 2023. So be on the lookout for everything that has to do with the search for the next African superstar next year. And for the last one, Will Ospreay, the New Japan Pro Wrestling wrestler, believes his dream match, NJPW versus WWE match, could be possible. New Japan Pro Wrestler Will Ospreay has expressed interest in taking on a new opponent, but getting that specific foe in the ring could represent a new peak in cross promotional diplomacy. Ospreay says, I've mentioned Seth Rollins' name many times. And this was in the interview with Tokyo Sports. And he says, and he's approached me from the other side. So I have a lot of thoughts. I also think it would be a dream come true to fight Ricochet one more time, considering my history. At the moment, though, organizational boundaries are very much in place between New Japan Pro Wrestling and the WWE. Ospreay comments come after NJPW faced an embarrassing no-show due to Carl Anderson's decision to withdraw from his never open weight title defense against Hikuleo at New Japan Pro Wrestling's Battle Autumn event on November 5th, so he could be at Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia on the same date. However, New Japan Pro Wrestling broke with tradition and opted to not strip Anderson for his title, which might suggest that conversations have been going on between them, which everybody kind of believes, especially when we heard a certain name used, that was Bullet Club, during the event. It would not surprise me, if there's something going on between them. And hey, if you're not going to be putting the big belt on Seth Rollins anytime soon, having him going against a person like Will Ospreay is great. The fact that the rumors is, and this is Carl Anderson has stated, he will be at Wrestle Kingdom. He will be wrestling at Wrestle Kingdom. The smartest thing WWE could do is have him wrestle at Wrestle Kingdom, um, and then have the lights go out the next time Will Ospreay's in the ring. Lights come back on, super kick, stomp, take off the mask, and that man name is Seth Rollins. And that's how you announce WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling are working
Nigga,
together.
that would be crazy. Oh my God. That would be insane.
That's the way you do it. I mean, that's kind of how New Japan has done it in the past when it came to Chris Jericho appearing, because he came right after his contract ended with WWE, and next thing you know, the Painmaker was in the ring. Gruss says Nick Aldis to WWE to face Karrion Kross. Yeah, Nick Aldis is pretty much done with everything that goes on with um NWA, so that would not surprise me. I know he is currently suspended at the moment, so it would not surprise me if that's the case. Gruss also says, hey Fizz, does Logan Paul remind you of a young Shawn Michaels? No. Carmelo Hayes reminds me of a young Shawn Michaels, but Logan Paul is really good. The fact that this is the thing, he is super athletic. He's always been a very athletic person, and he's catching on very quick. um Right now, he is the best wrestling. I mean, he took it from Bad Bunny. He's the best wrestling celebrity that we have, and I mean, at this point, he's a wrestler. I would say Bad Bunny's a wrestler as well. As far as what they have brought to the ring, but I'm not gonna say Shawn Michaels. You also got to remember the people he's been in a ring with are very good. And if you've seen any of the backstage stuff when it comes to Roman Reigns, he's very meticulous about how he does his matches now. He's there with Paul Heyman, Triple H. They put together a whole match before everything happens to make sure that when they're done, everybody says the match is amazing, and that's why he's where he is. Gruss says the Miz is mid though. Yeah, the Miz might be mid, but the Miz is also a really good mind, and he also knows how to put people over. That's really all you need at the end of the day. I mean, he had a really good match this past night, being a mid person, but he knows how to put on a good match. He ain't gonna do anything crazy, but if you need somebody to come into the ring to be safe, especially for the first time, you put somebody with him like the Miz. You can't, like, if it was AJ Styles versus Logan Paul, I don't know. It will work, but I don't think Logan Paul could keep up with AJ, and AJ would have to switch his style. The fact that Roman Reigns is a very much slower wrestler also helps with everything that Logan Paul was doing. But hey, he's great. Are we gonna see him again? We will see. But we're not done. We got those blunt ratings coming up next. So Laylo, let the world know when you're ready.
Let's get it.
It's time for the Blunt Ratings. If this is your first time tuning in, this is how the Blunt Ratings work. We take each show and break them down into 5 categories: matches, promos and backstage segments, storytelling, commentary, and the crowd. For each category, each show can get up to 5 blunts. The average score of those 5 categories stands as the official Blunt Rating. Those are the rules. Now let's get right into tonight's edition of the Blunt Ratings.
We want the smoke. Talk to him. We want the smoke. We want the smoke.
Come on, Charlie.
What is going on? It's your boy, Mr. HD. I'm back in the building with the homie Physics. Thank you, Physics, for taking care of the news, catching everybody up on the weekend's action. You already know what it is.
No problem, no problem.
Yeah, man. I am great, Gruss. I'm, as okay as one can be in my current state. But yeah, I'm great, man. The kids sleep, went to bed right on time. Hope you guys are doing well yourselves. KGM, Gruss, I see y'all in here. Appreciate you. Blue Wrench Gang, you already know what it is. So let's do this Monday Night Raw recap because we got a lot to talk about. Fizz, I'm going to get your thoughts on some of this stuff because we had an interesting kind of packed episode of Monday Night Raw. There was some good stuff and some weird stuff, and I think we really need to discuss it all. But the show, I think the first thing we need to point out, okay, is that this crowd was absolutely atrocious. They were literally asleep the entire time. If you looked at the front row of the first 3 rows on the hard cam, those people didn't react to anything literally all night. They were sitting there with their arms on the barricade, just sitting there like, when is this over? Why are we here? I don't know why I came to a wrestling
They had
show.
the phones out and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
WWE needs to start doing this, and hopefully they are. They need to start looking at how crowds are reacting.
Yes.
And if you fail, you don't get a Raw, you don't get a
at all.
SmackDown.
You might get a live
You get
event.
house shows.
Yeah, that's it.
You get a live event, but
That's
you would not get Raw or SmackDown.
You can't put those crowds on TV because they completely bombed multiple segments that should have been better if there was crowd participation, including the segment that started off the night.
And that's what I was about to say. That's when we should have been able to tell we were in trouble.
We were in trouble from the very beginning.
Because it was a good promo. And that's the thing, is it's crowds like this which kind of makes the show weird, because you kind of have to not pay attention to the crowd. Because if you pay attention to the crowd, you would think last night was horrible.
Like your shit is whack.
But there was so much stuff moving, and like I said, I felt like WWE was in a pattern hole because of Crown Jewel. But once Crown Jewel got out the way, they were going last night, and so much happened that we were ready to go, but the crowd just was not there for any of it, and they just sucked the life out of a really good show.
They did, because it wasn't a bad show at the end of the day, but the crowd kind of killed it for me. But the show started off with Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods and Jimmy.
Actually, hold on, the crowd did for something that has the crowd did wake up, but that was the only time. We had
you got to remind me when we get to there, because I don't even remember.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember them being excited for nothing, but but we had Kofi and Xavier, 2/3 of the New Day, and they were cutting a promo against the Usos, who they're facing off on SmackDown for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Their goal is to stop the Usos from breaking their longest reign record. I'm not sure how many days it is. You know how many days it is? The longest reign? Not 100.
I think it was like 463.
Yeah, something like that. It's in almost 500 days. So they're trying to block the Usos from being able to break that record. And this promo was fire because it was personal. I can't call it personal because these guys really delved into some kind of some backstage, some booking. Like, they actually talked about gimmicks during the promo, because Xavier and Kofi basically were talking about how, you know, the Usos were handed everything that they got because their family has been in the wrestling business for forever. As we all know, the Anoa'i tribe always been in wrestling and killing it. So, you know, they feel like they've been handed everything. And Xavier Kofi like, yo, we had to scratch and claw from nothing. We were back in catering with nothing to do. We had to start YouTube channels to get anybody to notice us. We had to fucking be preachers and come out and get booed and have everybody tell us we suck. And we still fought through all of that to become one of the greatest tag teams in the history of wrestling. Like, It was a great promo. I actually felt it. I was like, yo, I like New Day when they doing this serious shit. Like, I mean, I could appreciate it because they're goofy,
We got a
but they're
Kofi
real.
chant before Kofi started talking.
We did.
Like I said, they did weird
That's
stuff where they
weird,
will
though. That's
come alive
weird.
and
Why is
then just
Kofi getting a
stop.
chant? Yeah, why is Kofi getting a random chant?
They love him in
It's just-
Connecticut. Oh
they-
no, that's right.
No, they were in Philly.
He's from the New England. I mean, they're in Pennsylvania, but I guess
he's from
because
that area. You're right.
Yeah.
He's from that area.
So
Yeah.
Kofi got a
The
huge
New
chant in that
England
was,
area. Yeah. You're right.
he got a huge chant.
But then the Usos came back and they were like, yo, you know what I mean? You don't know the pressure that we had to deal with being in this family. Like, we're expected to be great. So if we failed, we look extra dumb. You know what I mean? Basically is what they were saying. So the promo battle was amazing. It was intense. It was real. Solo sitting back there silent, looking like he's just ready to punch anybody in the face at any time. Dude looks crazy. I want him on my side. You know what I mean? But then the segment just got destroyed because in the middle of somebody, Kofi or Xavier saying something, like Matt Riddle's music just hit. It was at like the apex of the promo battle. And it was like, all right, we got a couple more. The finishing lines is coming. And then Matt Riddle.
Actually, no, it felt
hit.
like I felt like it was done.
You felt like it
wasn't
had gone on a while. But it didn't feel
Yeah,
like
and
there
I
was
felt
a
like it was
capper
done
line.
because
You know
they
what I mean?
just got quiet before he came out.
They did.
Like-
There was a pause. There was a little pause.
Yeah,
'cause
there
they
was
were
a
waiting
huge
on him to
pause,
come
and
out.
it just
Right.
was like, well, we're just waiting. Now we gotta
I
wait
just
for
wanted
Matt Riddle to get out of
a
here.
good closing line. You know how when you writing a verse and that first line and that last line
Yeah.
always got to be sharp because people gonna remember those. You know what I mean? Coming in and out of a hook. It's kind of the same thing. You want that last barb to be bong and then his music hit. But it felt a little awkward, and then it got even more awkward when he came out because you can't have him come out in this super serious, intense title feud and then have him coming out making. Listen, this is wrestling on weed. We advocate weed smoke very heavily over here. Obviously, it's where I'm going to vote as soon as I leave here because Maryland has legalization on the ballot. And fortunately, I walk one block over and get to vote at the library. So me and my son will be going down there checking that box for legalization of marijuana. So clearly, we are advocates. But God damn it, I'm not 12 years old. I don't need the same corny fucking weed jokes on the show by the same corny motherfucker every time. Matt Riddle's not corny. He's great. But they're making him corny. He just came out of the most intense feud he's ever been in, where him and Seth Rollins was basically talking about families and wanting to kill each other. I'm gonna fuck you up, bro. Literally cursing on TV and the most intense I've ever seen him. And now he's back to, yo, you wanna play my bong, bro? No. And okay, the segment was there was a funny moment in the segment where he was asking everybody to play his bong. Yo, you wanna play my bong? You wanna hit my bong? You wanna hit my bong? And everybody's looking at him crazy. Solo was like, bro. Solo just gave him the death stare. Jay was smacked the shit like I don't want to hit this shit. But Jimmy being just cool as fuck. Jimmy just
But
probably been
I
drinking.
feel like
but
that little part pretty much showed where people at are in the bloodline, and
yeah,
this is where I feel like
Yeah.
Jay's gonna be on the out
yes,
of everybody.
yes, eventually yes, because he's clearly
I
on
don't
a
think he's gonna get
different
cleared for
mindset.
Friday. I don't think he's gonna get cleared to wrestle on Friday, and Sammy's gonna take over
Why? Why wouldn't he get cleared?
because he has the injury. You saw he had his hand.
Yeah, the hand taped up.
He had
and
his
stuff.
hand, and he had his arm in a what's it called, in the cast. So yeah,
He had
he's
a
not.
cast
They're not
on?
gonna. Yeah, the whole red thing that was on his hand, on his
Oh,
arm.
that was a cast.
Yeah.
I thought they always wear
Yeah.
sleeves. I thought it was a sleeve. Okay, that was a cast. I saw the hand wrap
Yeah.
because we rumors that his
They had
wrist
him
is
wrestle
broken or
tonight, but
whatever.
I'm gonna guarantee you when they get there, or Sammy's gonna go, I don't think you're fit to wrestle,
And then Roman will agree with them. Ooh, that
Yep.
would be crazy.
and
Sammy
then they're gonna
and
break
Jay
the
gonna be
they're
real
gonna
mad.
break the they're gonna break the record, but it ain't gonna be Jay
It's gonna be
breaking it.
Sammy. Oh my God, that would be epic. That
And
would be
Jay's gonna lose it.
nigga. That is like the most epic shit. Because that's what I want. I want Sammy to team up with Jimmy and be tag team champions because Jay is injured. Like that's the perfect story to continue this. But to have Roman have Sammy go up and it's to Jay and be like, yo, I don't think you're ready to wrestle. Like you hurt. You know what I mean? And Roman be like, yeah, we got to keep all the titles in the bloodline. And I agree with Sammy. And then, so Sammy, you replace him. You know what I mean? Sammy don't even like try to take the spot. Roman gives it to him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And then, Jay obviously loses his fucking mind at that point, and everything starts to
And then we
spiral
get the
even
war
more.
games, and it'd be Jane, Sammy in the cage. And
Yeah.
Jay's like, "Let me go." And he's gonna walk a few steps out the cage, and then he's gonna super kick Sammy back into the cage.
Man, that would be fucking awesome, man. I'm like, this is the best storyline in wrestling. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and you know, I'm hoping it pays off in a way that's gratifying and satisfying to everybody. But yeah, he has Jimmy if he wanted to hit his bongs, and Jimmy played the bongs a bunch, and then Matt Riddle was like, "Give me my bong back, man. You know the rules. It's puff puff pat, or he say pat
Tap
pat
tap
pat tap
pass.
tap
Yeah.
pass." Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
that was funny. That was a funny line. But he still ruined the segment. And then he was like, "Hey, it's 3 y'all and 3 of us. Hey, tag team match player or 3-on-3 match player." So they had a match. It was a great match. Like all these guys can wrestle. Matt Riddle didn't get in the ring till like 10 minutes into the match. It felt like, though he was on the ring apron for most of the match. But then he got the
Yeah.
hot tag and started running wild or whatever. The Usos had control of the match for a while. And you know, Matt hit an RKO on Jimmy after doing Randy Orton's DDT, and that allowed Solo to run in and hit the Samoan. What does he call it? The running solo or the spinning solo?
Oh yeah, the spinning
Yeah,
solo.
spinning
Yeah.
solo on Riddle to get the 1-2-3. So Solo pinning Riddle is a big deal. He looked dominant in this match. He was tossing people around. We're really getting Solo Sikoa over, and he hasn't really had to say anything, which is pretty awesome. So after that, after the Bloodline got the win, the Bloodline got the win. We had a Crown Jewel recap or whatever. Then we got one of the worst segments of the night, and the match wasn't even bad, but okay. Give me your thoughts on what you think about this Corbin and JBL shit. Hey, Camilla, good to see you, sis. I haven't seen you in here in a minute. Shout out to Camilla.
I don't. There's. I don't know. I don't know what the end game is. How you doing, Camilla? But yeah, I don't know what the end game is for any of this. I don't know who he's going to feud with. I mean, he called out Rey Mysterio, but Rey Mysterio had already moved, so I'm not sure where we're going with this. Corbin's not really a big heel, so yeah, I'm not sure what we're
He
doing.
was better
And we don't
by
really need to build.
himself.
We don't need to build up Baron Corbin. We've seen him enough to know what he can do in the ring. So building him up against other WWE wrestlers really doesn't make sense.
It makes no sense, bro. And I'm just like, having Bradshaw come out with him. Corbin's and all fucking wearing Gucci and all this crazy expensive gear and shit. And John and JBL's coming out in these big ass Steve Harvey suits, you know what I mean? Baggy ass pants and shit, looking goofy. And and cutting basically the same promos that Baron Corbin would cut if he had the mic. Like, Baron Corbin was a perfectly fine promo. That was his best feature. Is the fact that he could talk shit and get heat just from talking shit. You know what I mean? It's like his wrestling matches were pretty good because he has a great moveset, in my opinion, but there's never anything to make you grasp on to enough to make you care about the people he's wrestling or the matches in themselves. And this was another one. JBL came out and was hella racist against Irish people. You know what I mean? He literally said on commentary, what did he say? Somebody over there should have just got rid of all the Irish people. I was like, yo, if somebody said that about black people or Asian people or something, it would be a complete uproar, as there should be. But JBL just gets away with saying we should do away with a whole race.
After
that's what I said.
Maybe
on Twitter.
Sheamus when he comes back from
That's
the
what I said.
honeymoon. He comes
That's
a bro,
exactly
kicks
what
the
I
hell
said
out of
on
him.
Twitter. I was like, where the fuck is Sheamus? Beat his ass.
Yeah,
Sheamus
he
need to
on
beat
honeymoon
his ass.
right now, so
Facts. But he had a match against a returning from catering. He hasn't been injured or anything. He was just in catering for a while. Cedric Alexander, who's a phenomenal pro wrestler. Obviously, he lost because we're getting over Baron Corbin.
prime time.
Yeah, Cedric's gonna be doing something else soon, very soon, with a couple other
We got
wrestlers.
we got a lot of hurt business tonight.
We did. We got the fact as soon as Shelton popped up on my screen, I was like, okay, the Hurt Business coming back. Why the fuck is Shelton on TV? Like, there's no reason unless you're trying to present him to remind people he's there so you can reform the Hurt Business. That's all that is. And Bobby Lashley has come out. We talked about that the other day. He's come out and already said he wants to reform it. So Baron Corbin got the win with the end of days, one of my favorite finishing moves. After that, we had Seth Rollins come out and he had an open challenge. He said, he had a bomb ass fur coat on. That's some type of shit I wear. Usually Seth's shit be crazy, but that coat, I would have wore that coat. That coat was fly. But he came out and, you know, had his open challenge or whatever. But then instead of one person coming out, a whole group of people came out. It was the Judgment Day. Finn Balor came out and says that years ago, Seth Rollins cost him gold, which is true because he was the first ever Universal Champion, if you remember. And Seth fucked his shoulder up, so that was that. He had to give it up the next day. And hey, I'm glad Finn has re-established himself as a superstar because it was a long road to get to back where he was at that point. But Seth cost him gold, and he's looking to return the favor because obviously Seth is the United States champion. And
which just sounded like they
wants
were
a
just going to
shot.
jump him. They weren't going to like beat him for the belt. They were
That's
just going
what
to
it
beat
sounded
him
like.
down. So whoever faced him was going to take the belt.
I thought he was gonna say. I honestly thought he was gonna swerve us to say, "I'm putting you up against Dom. Dom, it's your time." That's what I thought was gonna happen, honestly, because I was like, Seth can't beat, you know, Finn or Damian. That's not good for the Judgment Day, but he could beat Dom and nobody will care. You know what I mean? So that's what I thought was gonna happen, but that didn't happen because as they're intimidating Seth, trying to anyway, and talking shit to him, that's when the OC's music hit, and this is when the show well, the show was already good based on the first promo of the night. You wouldn't be able to tell by the crowd, but this is with something that really was really cool and something that I think if you're in IWC reading the news and watching videos, then you knew it was going to happen eventually. I think Fightful reported it first last week and confirmed it before she even came out last night that she was backstage at the show or whatever. But the OC came out and they said that, all right, we ain't done, bro. We got unfinished business with y'all. Seth did a very smart thing and said, hey, you guys got issues. I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. So he kind of just weaseled his way out of the ring and skirted off. And you had the two teams in there and they said, you know, we've been looking for somebody to solve this Rhea Ripley problem. I mean, they could have done it themselves after she body slammed and punched him in the nuts. Like, I'm sorry, she would have got the business. But they needed a woman to do it because apparently you can't hit a girl back if she's attacking you. Equality.
Don't tell Randy Orton.
Right, exactly.
Dolph Ziggler.
I'm like, wait
Rey
a minute.
Mysterio.
We've had so many matches or so many incidents where people have like Randy Orton, like, then somebody RKO Linda McMahon. I'm like, wait, Stone Cold stunned Linda
Well, I mean,
McMahon?
the Nia Jax in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that shit was crazy. Nia Jackson, Randy
That's why I
Orton
started
going at
that.
it.
That's everybody that was in that ring was Dolph
Yeah.
Ziggler, Rey Mysterio,
Yeah, all of them, right? Fighting Nia Jax. You know what I
Randy
mean?
Orton.
So
Spamming
this whole
finishers.
I've been triggered by this whole storyline. You don't know my personal business, but if you did, this story is very triggering to me. You know what I mean? But anyways, they said that we were going to look for somebody to handle our problem, and we couldn't find anybody. But somebody found us. And that's when you heard the music hit. I don't recognize the music, probably some new stuff. But a returning Mia Yim hopped out the crowd with a kendo stick and beat the shit out of Rhea Ripley. And then the OC jumped the Judgment Day and they ran them all off. It was a pretty good segment. The perfect return for somebody like Mia Yim. Because honestly, when I
Even
heard
though the
rumors
crowd
she was
sucked.
coming back, the crowd was trash. They reacted to nothing. Nothing.
Yes.
Like, how don't you know who Mia Yim is, my nigga? She was already on the show. It's like, how
Yeah.
don't you? She just got fired
They
a few
suck.
months ago. You don't know who that is. I know you know who that is. You know what I mean? So it was really fucking weird. So, you know, the crowd was kind of, you know, not into it, but Rhea sold everything that Mia did, and Mia looked great. I loved her pigtails, the blue hair. Sasha might have an issue with that when she comes back, but you know what I mean? I love this.
Her hair would be a different color by that time.
I agree. Sasha be switching it up. Might be purple or green or some shit, but Mia Yim looked adorable, respectfully, Keithley. She looked really good, and you know she's a badass. She's the perfect person to go up against Rhea Ripley in that feud. I want to see some one-on-one fights between those ladies, but we're definitely going to get a 4-on-4 match. I have a question for you though, Physics. Are they only going to do 2 War Games matches at this pay-per-view, or are we going to have like multiple men's War Games matches? Because I feel like
No,
there
we're
could be
just
multiple.
2. We're doing one woman's, one man, and then
Okay.
the rest are going to be. That's going to be
matches.
kind of like a Survivor. Yeah, just a standard Survivor
True.
Series match.
Good point. Good point. They could still do the good point. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
It's Survivor Series, so they could still do the 4-on-4, 5-on-5 teams. It just won't be in 2 cages and 2 rings. So, all right, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's gonna be weird though, because they're gonna have to have the 2 rings set up the whole time because you can't kind of do that.
That's just what you do. That's
Yeah,
what you just
so
have to do.
that's it's always weird, but it'll work. I'm assuming. Uh, so what do we have after that? The Seth segment. Okay, then we had Otis versus Elias, which was surprisingly a good match. Like I'm not a big Elias guy. Like I don't like his gimmick at all. You know what I mean? I'm over the whole Jeff Jarrett. I got a guitar, and you know what I mean. Unless you're gonna be a heel and you're gonna be smashing people with the guitar, then I don't really care. You know what I mean? So it was what it was. These guys had a really good match. Otis won with the world's strongest slam. Was what it was. He got distracted by Chad Gable. That's why he, couldn't do anything. But I really like
Yeah.
Elias.
But they won. But we got a victory.
Yeah, which is important because AA
Yeah.
needs wins bad. You know what I mean? They're one of the best tag teams in the company. You know what I mean? In my opinion. And they need wins. So it's good to see them get a dub over these guys, even though, Elias is kind of just, whatever at this point. They brought him back and haven't really done anything with him. Just keep him in Riddle. It's almost starting to ban. Like, that's just maybe everybody didn't need to get rehired. So I don't know. But backstage, we show Rhea Ripley. She ran into Bianca Belair, something we're also looking forward to in the future.
Yeah, they had an ab off. They had to show who had the best abs.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they're setting the seeds for. I mean, we all know what the future is between those two.
Yeah, it's coming.
Yeah.
They got to do it again. You know what I mean? So after that, we had the craziest. Well, no, this wasn't the craziest moment of the night. But after the match, well, it wasn't even a match. What am I talking about? In the ring, Bianca, Asuka, and Alexa called out Damage Control and challenged them to War Games. Bianca tried to do the War Games line, and it didn't hit. Her voice is too nice. It didn't really, it didn't sound like Regal. It wasn't as intense, but she did challenge them, and that's when Nikki Cross ran in and start attacking Bianca while she was on the mic, and then the other girls got jumped, and Damage Control stood strong at the end of it. So, yeah, they beat them down. Looking forward to this match. I want to see who they're going to add. They put the graphic up, so it's definitely 5-on-5. Damage Control has one extra person with Nikki Cross, and they still need one more person, and Alexa, Asuka, and Bianca need 2 more people. So
2 more people.
hey man, it's literally right there. I mean, we're in Boston. They need 2 people. I mean, what the fuck are we doing? They canceling events and shit, talking about they got date obligate. I'm like, come on, man, what are we doing? They better be on the fucking show at this point. You know what I mean?
We know who it
It's
is.
like they better be on the fucking show. Too much teasing. Sasha, I can't wait. This is one of the greatest things. I've been waiting on this for 6 months, but you just left 6 months ago. Stop trolling us. You better be at this show, goddamn. You better be at this show. Trolling us and shit. But
Yeah, shout out to Asuka
Thank
and
you.
Io for their
Thank you,
promo
Camilla.
about
I
being able
almost
to speak
forgot.
Japanese.
Yes. Did
and
you see
then
the translation?
Yeah,
Oh my god.
and then calling Baka, calling her
stupid,
stupid.
stupid, bitch. I was like, yes. It was hilarious before I knew.
He was
what
like,
the
"Oh,
fuck
you
they
can
were
speak
saying.
Japanese." I was like, "Girl, of course I can speak Japanese." First of all,
She's
it was
like, "I didn't know
already
that."
explained to the WWE universe that we were both in a trios team together,
Right,
so you
right.
know who I am. I'm not a stranger to you.
Oh
You were tagging with me and my sister at one point.
man.
You know who the
that
hell I
shit
am.
was hilarious. Asuka was so animated. Io was animated. They were both killing it. I loved it. That was my favorite part. I was on Twitter like,
The crowd did come alive for that. They did start clapping.
they did because it was
As
so
it
fucking
kept going
entertaining.
on.
Yeah, it was like nobody knew that it was gonna explode like that. And those 2 specific, and Bianca in the back, like she don't understand nothing that's going on. She like, yeah.
I don't know what she's saying, but I like it.
I was like,
It
yo,
was
this shit is
provocative.
hilarious. Yeah, exactly.
Gets the people going.
Gets the people going. You know what I mean? So that segment was really fun. Thanks for reminding me of that, Camilla. Nikki Cross became Laylo's favorite superstar last night. Yes.
Yeah, because she's
For-
Nikki Cross again.
Well, for more reasons than that. She's still
Her music was back to the Sanity
Yeah,
music. It
it
sounded like
was
the Sanity
way
theme.
way
So it's
better.
like,
Yeah, way better.
yeah, we're back to Nikki Cross will jump through, or you could throw her through anything, which
Anything.
means she's
Yeah.
about to take some huge bumps
Oh yeah.
at War
Yeah.
Games.
Yeah. Yeah. You know it. You know she's gonna be doing some crazy stuff at War Games. Yeah, she's the one. You know what I mean? She's the one out of everybody that's in the match so far. She's the one that's gonna be, that I could see taking the craziest bumps. Uh, after that whole situation with the ladies, we had Austin Theory versus catering crew veteran Shelton Benjamin. And the match ended. It was a 2-minute match, it felt like, and Austin Theory squashed Shelton Benjamin. Shelton got a suplex in early for a 2 count, but that was about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Austin hit him, raked him in the eyes, and then hit the A-Town down for the win. So that was that. More Austin Theory coming soon. Lord. Then we had The Miz going up against Johnny Gargano. And before the match, Gargano came out with a microphone and said, "Hey, Miz, you know that whole thing that you are denying and saying that I was lying about? Well, you remember that that big, I guess Hollywood person that you were supposed to be meeting with about these films and all that stuff you were supposed to be doing? Well, actually, I hired that person to contact you, and that person happens to be a private investigator. And that person happened to video record all of your conversation." So he it was funny because he said, "And I happen to have a universal remote control that works on this Jumbotron." I was like, "Come on, bro."
He's
Now you're just
hilarious.
fucking with me. He is
He's
hilarious,
hilarious.
though. You got to give it to him. Comedic timing is excellent with Johnny Gargano. That's why he could be good as a babyface or a heel. But he played the video, and it was basically Miz exposing his whole plot about how he wanted to how he did hire Dexter to fuck with him so he can get more views and all this bullshit, and then he stopped
And then
paying
want to pay him.
Dexter because the police were actually trying to get involved in WWE, asking questions.
Too
He's
hot.
like,
It got too
like,
hot.
my nigga, you getting kidnapped. Of course someone should say. Corey Graves was on the commentary screaming for somebody to do something. We all were. You're being kidnapped and drug out of the arena. Someone should be doing something. You should have expected that. Would you think everybody was just gonna be like, "Oh, I guess he's dead. Keep going, keep the show going." It's like, what the fuck, man?
This man gets stalked every week.
Yeah, it's like shit. So of course the police and company gonna get involved. So he said that's why he stopped paying Dexter, and then Dexter just got all crazy, start fucking with him for real. So that was all exposed on camera. And Miz didn't like really react to it. He just stood there like, "Oh fuck, I'm busted." And then he had a match against Johnny Gargano.
I thought it was a good match.
It was a great match. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. I ain't seen Miz wrestle like this in I said wrestle. I ain't seen Miz wrestle like this in I don't even know how long, bro. It's one of his best matches in a very long time. And it's fucked up
Yeah.
that the crowd was not into
And on
it.
and on TV.
Ugh.
And on TV.
And it was on TV. It wasn't even a pay-per-view,
I always say
bro.
the level of getting a great match on WWE TV and you're not the main event is very hard.
Yeah.
And if you could pull that off, you deserve all the kudos.
Facts. I agree. You know what I mean? It's like, and we see it from time to time. The Usos won't be in the main event, but they'll have the best match on the show. Somebody, Seth Rollins out of it. It happens from time to time. Some people you're going to get great matches from regardless, but you don't see this kind of wrestling from The Miz. You know what I mean? Johnny Gargano can literally make anybody good in the ring, which is crazy. These two went back and forth a whole lot. Go ahead.
Especially that the jump in spear went to the knee from the Miz. I was like, that was really good because we had already seen the jump in spear, and then now he tries it again, and the Miz is like, "Yeah, I'm too smart for that. I know what you're going for now."
He's a veteran. He should be figuring things out as the match goes along. He's been wrestling for 16, 17 years. Like, there's no excuse for him to be a dummy.
And then the finale, his beautiful acting skills for the distraction.
Yeah, yeah.
The
So
fact that he made it look like somebody grabbed him under the
I was like, how is that? I mean, it was smart because he went to make it look like Dexter was pulling him under the ring or whatever, and he called the ref over, like, yo, come get this guy, come get this guy. And the ref is all looking for him. And then for some dumbass reason, Johnny Gargano's like, hey, let me go see too. And the Miz just cracked him with the fucking.
well, he tried to grab the Miz's head.
Oh, yeah, he
and-
did. He tried to go grab him and pull him back in the
Yeah,
ring.
to bring him back in the ring.
So and Miz clobbered him with the ring thing. And
Yeah, the turnbuckle.
turnbuckle
Turnbuckle thing.
pipe or whatever the hell it is, and got back in and got the 1, 2, 3. So
Yeah, great
really
match,
good
and we
match,
protect
man.
Johnny Gargano. So
Yes, exactly. Everything went how it should have went. The Miz can still be the Miz and come out talking shit, because if the Miz loses here, then he's just kind of like that's kind of a burial.
it's pretty much over.
Yeah, it's over because he just got exposed. Then he got beat. The story's over at that point. So, but then after that, Dexter did show up. Dexter did show up. He hit Miz with a chair on the ramp, and security chased Loomis out the building. So I guess he's still not signed.
You know what's gonna happen.
The match.
Dexter and Johnny gonna tag together, and the Miz's other tag partner is gonna be Tommaso Ciampa, and then we're just gonna go from there. He coming back, so
He just had surgery though.
he'll be back. That's
What
how we're
was
gonna
his-
end this. Like,
I mean, they gotta get to Tommaso and Johnny at some point, like an interaction. Teaming with the Miz though, I hated that tag team from the jump. You know what I mean? It just never made. It's beneath Tommaso, and no disrespect to the Miz, but Tommaso Ciampa's a different level of wrestler and character. Like he's different. Like he's a better heel than the Miz could have ever dreamed of being. And the Miz is great again. Tommaso in NXT with Goldie and no theme music is one of the greatest heel acts of all time, in my opinion. You know what I mean? It's like, it just is. And I want to get back to that Tommaso, or I want to get back to DIY. You know what I mean? Like, those are the only two options. I need to see what I saw on NXT on the main roster, and so does everybody else who don't watch NXT.
yeah, because
hopefully we get
Tommaso,
that.
he's already back in the gym. So
Oh, really? Oh, well, shit.
yes.
Okay. Well, maybe it wasn't a serious surgery then. That's good, because he's had
Yeah.
enough. Lord knows he's had enough. It wasn't a leg injury, which I was thankful for, because he doesn't need no more of those. So, yeah, the Miz got the win there, got beat up by Dexter. After that, we had, man, I raged on Twitter for like 5 minutes before the post-match segment happened, because they announced that there was a match between Dana Brooke. First of all, why is Dana Brooke on my TV? But we found out why. There was a reason behind it. She was going up against Nikki Cross, but they were fighting for the 24/7 championship. I literally put no in all caps with like 30,000 O's. I was like, no, why? It was gone. We forgot about it. Why bring it back? But we did this for a reason, because Nikki hit a neck breaker on her, and that shit was over in like 2 seconds. it was 3-4 minutes probably, but yeah, it wasn't anything. You know what I mean? But then backstage, she ain't even pick up the belt after the match. First of all, she just ignored the
left.
belt. She just left.
She was back to her
Crazy Nikki.
I'm now in a daze because I'm about to wrestle, and when I'm in wrestling, I'm just in this euphoria, and all I want to do is hurt people.
Yeah, that's it. And I like that Nikki. We all like that Nikki Cross. That's the best version of Nikki Cross. So she ended up throwing the 24/7 title by the trash. She missed it, but she tried to throw it in the trash, but we got
Oh, it went into the trash.
And
I
then-
rewatched it.
Oh,
It
did
was right into the trash. Yeah.
I thought it fell like
You got
next
it.
to the trash can.
Nope. It was
Oh,
right
okay.
in.
Oh, okay. Good. So yeah, she trashed the 24/7 title. So we are done with that fucking belt. Thank God. And our truth is injured. So the best 24/7 champion is out for like a year. So we don't even need to see it anyway. It's like, without our truth,
So,
that belt means nothing.
Shout out to the longest reigning R-Truth. Second, Dana Brooke. That nigga Reginald. Shout out to you.
Shout out to that
Kara
nigga Reggie,
Tozawa,
man. That nigga
Rob
Reggie.
Gronkowski, Riddick Moss, Mojo, Bad Bunny,
Lord
Shelton Benjamin,
Jesus. Lord
Drake
Jesus.
Maverick, Samir Singh, Elias, Carmella, the other Singh, Drew Gulak, Maria Kanellis, Angel Garza, Nikki Cross, Peter Rosenberg. Nobody meaning to mean an
Didn't Byron
EC3.
Saxton win
That
it?
was a thing. That was a thing.
Yeah, EC3 had it. Yep. Byron Saxton won
Cedric
it.
Alexander, Dewdrop, Jinder Mahal, Mike Kanellis, Tucker.
Damn.
He was a thing.
Tucker had the 24/7 title. Oh my
2
God.
days. Joel Average, Alexa Bliss, Alicia Fox, Alundra Blaze, Bo Dallas, Byron Saxton, Candice Michelle, Corey Graves, Doug
Alundra
Flutie,
Blaze.
Enos Cantor, Eric Gerald,
Enos Cantor?
Mayor Glenn Jacobs, Grand Metalik, Heather Slater, Kelly,
When did
Kyle Busch,
Kane?
Lindsay Dorado, Marshmallow, Mike
remember
Rome, Pat
Marshmallow.
Patterson, Robert Roode, Rob Stone, Santa Claus, Sean Bennett, the Gobbledygooker, the $1 Million Man, the Revival,
minute.
and Titus
The Gobbledygooker?
O'Neil.
I don't remember 90% of those title reigns. Literally, I don't remember 90% of those people winning that belt. That is incredible. That is sheesh. Kane won the 24/7.
Nope, Kane did not win it.
Okay,
Mayor
Jacobs.
Glenn Jacobs
Okay,
won
Glenn
it.
Jacobs won it. Gotcha. That is so weird. That's RIP to the 24/7 title. It wasn't good while it was here, unless R-Truth had it. Well, Drake Maverick had some good moments when he pissed his pants, and he had some really good moments with the belt. He was actually really. They need to rehire him. Actually, out of all the people they rehiring, they need to rehire
Great on the
him.
mic.
Yeah,
I mean, he was
great
doing
in the ring,
NXT
too,
UK for
yeah.
a hot minute. So
Yeah. They definitely need to bring back Drake. At least let him be a mouthpiece for somebody. And
probably NXT Europe.
Yeah, fact. Oh yeah, true indeed. I forgot they're reforming that soon. After that, we saw Seth Rollins, backstage. And he said, "Yeah, the open challenge is still popping. I'm a man of the people." He's clearly completely turned babyface at this point. He's like, "I'm a man of the people." The crowd was hyped for Seth. They love Seth Rollins. He's the most over wrestler on Monday Night Raw. Easily.
I mean, he has the greatest theme.
Yeah, he has the
It makes
best
it easy for a
theme
crowd to cheer when that song comes on.
plays it,
Even
he
though
plays
they were the
into it.
worst crowd with that theme song.
Bro, I said that.
It took him the second until when he got to the ring. They didn't do it when he was on the beginning of the entrance. They did it by the time he got to the ring.
It was like they were doing multiple chants at one. I was like, yo, this crowd is so whack. They can't even chant properly. There was literally a chant where he was talking about how it's his 10-year anniversary in WWE, and the crowd start chanting. Some of the crowd start chanting "Thank you, Seth," and then it turned to "Thank you, Rollins," and then it was another chant, and then they were singing the themes all at the same time, mind you. So it just sounded gross. I was just like, yo, shut the fuck up. Just let them talk. Now I want you to be silent. Like now that you woke up, you don't know what the fuck is going on. You just saying shit. I was so annoyed. But his crowd was just bad overall all night. But he sent out the open challenge once again, and it was answered, kinda. By Mustafa Ali, because Mustafa Ali came on the Jumbotron and was like, "Seth, it's funny, man. You ain't got to look for nobody. I'm right here, and I'm going to answer your open challenge." Lord Jesus, if he only knew what was about to happen. Because Bobby Lashley kind of
pulled that man off the screen.
He pulled him off the screen. He didn't even come onto the camera. He just pulled
like a cartoon character with the cane. With the
all
cane.
You heard was the
and
sound effects. It was wham, pow, pow. It was like, what the fuck? He's getting killed back there. And then you just seen Bobby Lashley come into the front of the camera with the meanest scowl ever. It was like, yo, I'm going to kill you, Seth. That's basically what he said. Like, I'm about to eat you for breakfast. Like, I don't know if you know. And then Mustafa, dumbass, for some reason, this is the best part of the show. I'm sorry, this is the best thing on the show. EO and Oscar were close second. This is the best thing to me, though. Mustafa tried to, I guess, get revenge on Bobby and attack Bobby. Bobby grabbed that man by his head like he was a little baby and literally chucked him over a trunk into the fucking wall. That man splatted like some silly putty. I was like, yo, okay, I thought we were pushing Mustafa because that looked like a burial to me.
No, Mustafa's getting that belt.
You think he's going to be the one to get it?
Mm-hmm. He's taking the United States Championship. Bobby's gonna get it back, and it's gonna be Mustafa. It's gonna be a 3-way, and it's
That's
gonna
what I would
be
rather
the
see.
Mustafa show.
I would
And it's
rather
gonna
see
be the
that.
Mustafa show.
I could see him winning a 3-way. I can't see him beating either one of those guys 1-on-1. You know what I mean? If he's a baby face,
He's gonna do
not
something
gonna
crazy
cheat.
like jump off the
Yeah.
shoulders of Bobby Lashley
Do
and
the
then
do
do
the
a 450
630. Right.
on Seth Rollins.
That would be fire. I'm waiting on that. That would be fire. I mean, that match would be crazy. You got the giant, massive dude. You got the medium-sized dude. You got the smaller guy. Everybody got different wrestling style. That shit would be fun. You know what I mean? We
Yeah.
definitely should do a 3-way for the United States title. Plus, it automatically puts Ali in that spotlight. You know what I mean? If he's in the ring with
I'm gonna
Lashley
say Royal
and
Rumble.
Rollins, that would be fire.
Royal Rumble is where
I
it's gonna
would-
happen.
I would love that. So Seth ain't gonna be in the Rumble?
That's just how it is sometimes. I mean, if he
Yeah.
has the belt, he's most likely not going to be in the Rumble.
Yeah, that's
so-
true. That's
and
true.
he's not
If
going to
he
win
still has it.
anyway. So, like,
Yeah, he's not gonna win a Rumble. Yeah, he might as well find something to do that's productive. That's true.
yeah.
So after that, that Bobby Lashley walked out to the arena, and Seth is like all excited, like he's about to have a good match with Bobby Lashley.
I would say this is weird though, because I mean, technically, Bobby Lashley just wanted to beat him up. He didn't want an actual match with him. So, like him doing the whole interest thing, like we're about to do an actual match, was a weird. He should have just came down there and just whooped his ass. He didn't need to
Yeah.
do the whole entrance. It
I
was
mean,
really-
everybody. He did do. Wait a minute, you're right, because he did the whole entrance. He did the pose and
Yes.
the pyro. You're right, and he just went down there and beat the shit out of him. Yeah, if you that mad, why are you doing all that posing? I didn't even think about that.
yeah, it was
It's
it was
like,
it
I
was
didn't even
weird
think about that.
for what we got.
Right.
Because then he just left.
Yeah, he literally beat the dog shit out of Seth Rollins. Like he tossed him all over the place, beat the dog shit out of him. It looked like Seth was dead. Tossed him all over the barricade, ran him into the ring post like he did all his moves on Seth. I think he slammed him on the table, on the announce table, maybe at that point or something. But he was fucking Seth Rollins up. Seth is out of it, done. And then we got the moment of the night. It wasn't a good moment. It was probably one of the dumbest moments in all of wrestling history.
I feel like with what happened tonight, we can call was the reset.
The reset. That's all it is. It's the reset.
We reset it. There's no longer we have the 24/7 title.
Fixing all of
And
Vince's mistakes.
This is the thing, and unfortunately, I don't even think Vince was thinking when he put it, because this is the Austin Theory is a Triple H guy. We know that.
He is.
But I don't
NXT,
think Vince
facts.
thought what he was doing when he gave him the money in the bank, knowing that everybody here, everybody that's in the chat, everybody that's been in the tell of wrestling, knew that whoever was getting money in the bank was not going to be able to cash it in.
Roman got both
Because
belts.
we know where Roman Reigns is going, and due to
WrestleMania.
where we know he
Right.
is going and who he's facing, there was no use of whoever was going to get it was screwed no matter what.
And, Vince thinking is that, I'll put the briefcase on him so people will care. No, Vince, that's not how it works. You have to tell stories. It's just like nobody cared when Otis won the shit because there's no stories. It was dumb. Like, you can't do things like that and expect to force us to like somebody. People already knew Austin Theory was good. Like, he's good in the
Yes.
ring. He's got the look. He got the mic skill. He has everything. You didn't need to put a fucking briefcase on him. You know what I mean? Put a title on him. You know what I mean? He already had the U.S. title. Keep him in the U.S. title feuds. You want to get him to the World Championship, have him win matches. You know what I mean? Give him stories that matter. You know what I mean? Don't just throw a
But
briefcase
this is where
in
I
his
feel
hand.
like this is where the reset is for him. And we all know who the biggest wrestler that is the biggest advocate for Austin Theory.
Who is that?
And that man name is John Cena.
Oh, yeah. John Cena loves him. That's probably one of the
And-
reasons Vince, because John is like Vince's son.
But if the talk is to get that man over, the person, and especially if it's the end of my career and this is going to be my last match, you give that to Austin Theory, and he be the guy that and that's his thing. I'm the dude that ended John Cena, because that's the most cockiest shit you could say. If you give him that, yeah, you already give him a year of being able to do whatever he wants, because now he's that guy.
That's facts.
And
Well,
and we know John Cena will make him look good.
yeah, that's facts. I mean, I would love to see that. That's a WrestleMania match, and that's a match that
Yep.
could make Theory into a real star. And John Cena can go about his business doing his Hollywood stuff. So it makes perfect sense. Like, I don't. Will
and
they
have
do
him
it?
beat
I don't
him.
know.
If you do it, John Cena just gets beat super clean.
Oh yeah, he got to
And
lose, and he got to get beat down.
and
He's been in
yeah,
Hollywood.
basically
Austin,
Suplex
yeah.
City Part 2.
Yeah, Austin got to beat his ass. Like, you've been in Hollywood doing your movies, and you coming back here thinking you think it's sweet. And I don't care if Austin's a heel and John Cena's super famous. Like, Austin, that's why Austin needs to beat him. You know what I mean? And clean and, convincingly. Yeah, I would love to see that. But explaining what happened, Austin came out and cashed in his money in the briefcase for the U.S. title for a nigga that was doing open challenges. Okay, that's about the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Like, I don't care if Seth was beat down and you thought that you had an advantage at that. That's fucking stupid. You traded in 2 opportunities, or at least 2 opportunities. You could have accepted the open challenge every single time until you beat that nigga. Or you could just, and just cash in your briefcase. You could have been a double champion if you was smart about it, but you're stupid. So you went and cashed in your shit for a mid-card championship, making you look like mid as a motherfucker. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I didn't understand.
And that you were scared of Roman.
That you were scared of Roman.
I mean,
exactly.
it's also impossible to get to Roman because
it would have
all
been
the
better for
bloodline
him
is
to
always
cash
down
in
there.
and lose to Roman, though, bro. It would have been better for him to cash in and lose to Roman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, that would have made way more sense. Everybody would have been like, well, he tried. Nobody expected him to beat Roman. This is a way to get the briefcase off of him. But cashing in for the U.S. title and losing, you know what I mean? After that beatdown that Lashley gave Seth, like, that's embarrassing. That's not a good look at all. You know what I mean? So it was what it was, though. That's how the show ended. Seth is super, super duper babyface after that segment. Like, he was already babyface, but he's super duper babyface. He got his ass beat.
Yeah, then we
Came back and
turned
won.
Bobby Ashley to a heel.
Oh yeah, Bobby's a heel. Bobby's a heel. He
Yeah.
beat up everybody. He beat up Mustafa for no reason. He don't care. Like, Bobby,
Yeah.
he's back to being Bobby from the Hurt Business, the Bobby that we fell in love with. You know what I mean? Bobby Lashley as a heel is great. You know what I mean? He's great. He's great as a babyface too. He proved that with the U.S. title run. But Bobby as a heel is phenomenal.
You think if Hurt Business does come back, so that means MVP comes back, which also means we're bringing Almost with
they
the
have
group.
to do it. They have to do it. That's what I want to happen. Almost be the muscle, because Bobby's not the muscle. He's the boss. You know what I mean? Like, he's the boss. Fucking MVP is his, Alfred. You know what I mean? And then you got the Giant back there to handle all the dirty work, and you got the tag team in the. It's a perfect stable. It's literally a perfect stable. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for them not to revisit that would be insane. And you automatically give almost more things to do. You know what I mean? You attach, you keep him with MVP people who could talk for him. You know what I mean? He could go out there. It just makes too much sense for Amos and MVP and, Shelton and Cedric and Lashley to reform the Hurt Business, man. Let's
Q, the
Lolo,
content
bro.
guy, is not a fan of that.
That would be terrible if they brought him into the group. They don't need him. Well, see, listen to what I just said, though. Like, Bobby's like me, not muscle-wise. He has a lot more muscles. What I mean is he's a boss. Like, he likes to wear suits and shit. Sometimes you don't want to get dirty in your suit. Sometimes you just want to send the goons out. You know what I mean? That's what bosses do. I just want to send the goons. He's going to be the enforcer. Exactly, Gruss. He'll be the enforcer of the group. Everything that Bobby don't want to do because he don't want to get his hands dirty. You know what I mean? Almost can go do. You know what I mean? I think that's a good thing, man.
And when you want to start doing, because when you want to start doing real friction, it could be MVP's the reason for the real friction, because he'd be like, no, I feel like Almost should be the main guy,
the
not
main
you,
guy.
Bobby.
Yeah, if they ever do that, yeah. But that should be a couple years down the line. If they reform the Hurt Business, I don't need to see them break up in 6 months. Like, don't do the Vince thing. At least keep them together for, a year, 18 months, so people can enjoy a run with the Hurt Business, because we didn't really get
Also,
a
though, it was
fulfilling run
very
the first time.
interesting. They were very adamant about pointing about Shelton Benjamin's tag team prowess.
Yes. They definitely made sure to bring that up, because he's going to be in a tag team with Shelton. They need a tag team division. It ain't no tag teams. You know what I mean? In the men or the
and you
women's
bring them
division.
back, and I mean, if they could take one of the belts, take the Raw belt off of the Usos, it wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
honestly,
we're at the point. Yeah, we gotta start taking these belts.
We gotta separate these
with
belts,
me, I always say when it comes to Roman Reigns, he just does the 2-nighter, the Universal belt against The Rock, and then Cody Rhodes and him for the WWE Championship. And then Cody wins. He keeps the SmackDown belt, which is the belt he's had not SmackDown, the Universal belt, which is the belt he had the longest, and we can move forward.
Yeah.
Now we have two champions, and we don't just have to keep relying on
Damn near
whenever.
part timer because he don't even be
Yes.
at all. He do 2 pay-per-views, or he does every other pay-per-view now. So it's like, getting him at back-to-back pay-per-views like we are this time with Saudi and Survivor Series is a rarity. You know what I mean? We probably won't see him on a pay-per-view again until Royal Rumble because I doubt he's going to be in the Elimination Chamber. So, we'll probably see him.
There's no need for it. It's going to be for number one contendership.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Is not,
so he'll need to be on the show. Exactly.
And
so
he'll face that person at Royal Rumble and
go on from there. But it was an entertaining show. I liked a lot of stuff on this show. I liked almost everything except for Corbin and JBL and Theory's cash-in. Like, those were the 2 things that sucked. There was a 24/7 title match that I was raging about, but then it got good because she threw the belt in the trash can. So I was like, yay. You know what I mean? So, it went from bad to good. So I enjoyed this show. I gave the show 4 blunts overall. I thought the wrestling was really good. Like, really, really good. The Miz had a great match on Raw. Like, there wasn't really a bad match on the show. You know what I mean? If you go back and look, Elias and Otis had a good match. Corbin, you know what I mean, had a good match, even though I didn't care about it and it was boring, but it was good wrestling. You know what I mean? Just in-ring performance-wise. So, it was a good show, man. The promos were good. Everybody's mic work was good. Storytelling was decent outside of the Theory stuff. Got
just
more
only had one thing that
returns.
sucked.
Yeah, the crowd.
That was it.
That was it. The crowd ruined this. They did their best to ruin this fucking show, man. So, it is what it is. Well, okay. Commentary is trash too. Kevin Patrick needs to fucking go. I'm sorry. I want to give him a chance. I read his interview. I wanted to report on it, but I didn't report on it because I was like, bro, no, I don't care about this shit. I don't care what you telling me in this interview right now. You gotta go. You trash. He was like, he's basically in the news like, I'm just working on when to jump in and when to jump out and when to be quiet and blah blah blah. I'm like, why the fuck did they hire you then if you're learning on the job, my nigga?
Because they do that to everybody.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
they did it to Renee. They do it to a lot of people. They just try to find people and throw them on commentary. Like, nah, man. Like, Nigel McGuinness was right there. Re-sign him. Let him wrestle. Let him do it. Where's the fuck is Mauro
don't let him
Ranallo?
wrestle. He can't wrestle.
Well, shit. Nigel McGuinness might be
too many concussions. That's why he would have moments during commentary where he would start talking about other things because
people.
Yeah.
Anytime anybody
too many
bring
concussions because of Ring of Honor and
I feel like that's why he
Bryan
left,
Danielson
though.
kicking him in the head.
Yeah,
so.
but why did he leave though? Why did he leave WWE? Because I don't think there's any other reason for him to leave outside of the fact that he wants to wrestle again.
Nobody's gonna allow that man to wrestle anymore.
Yeah, he's severe concussions, like obviously career-ending concussions. So I'm not anxious to see it because I saw what happened to Tua Tagovailoa a couple weeks ago, and that horrified me. My son is never playing a contact sport. That shit horrified me. Like, a man's fingers was like this after a concussion. Like, I was like, oh, did you see that physics?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like horrifying. I didn't even know concussions could do that to people. It's
the same. Like when you see people get knocked out and their hands are like stiff when they fall back.
Yeah. It's like
a knockout is just a mini concussion when you really think about it.
That shit terrified me, bro. So I'm like, I every time Daniel Bryan does a flying headbutt or some shit, I hold my breath. It's like, this could be it. This move could be it. Like, you never know.
I mean, look at Adam Cole. He had a concussion. He has not been back since. So
still hasn't been back. And I keep forgetting it's a concussion, but he doesn't have like a ligament injury. It's literally a concussion. And they're talking about he might have to retire.
There's no timetables for your brain. So that's the unfortunate thing.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. And you don't know once it is healed, how another concussion will affect you afterwards. And then there's CTE. You know what I mean? Even if you do heal, you get multiple concussions throughout your life. How you going to be when you're 40, 50, 60? We all know the Junior Seau story, and obviously Chris Benoit and everything. Like, he definitely had CTE. You know what I mean? Went fucking psycho. So yeah, that's that. I mean, anybody. We got a whole different tangent, but Mauro Ranallo probably a better suggestion. Mauro Ranallo, like, he's one of the best play-by-play guys in the business. But they brought JBL, the reason that he quit the business, back instead of bringing him back. You know what I mean? Which was fucking stupid.
Yeah, but Mauro's, he's gonna be the Roman Reigns. He ain't doing full time. So
yeah, I'm cool with that. Let him do pay-per-views. You know what I mean? It's like,
but that's where you know who's not gonna want that. Your boy Corey Graves, because
Yeah.
Pay-per-views are for Corey Graves
Yeah,
and
Michael Cole.
Michael Cole,
Yeah.
so he's not gonna allow that.
Yeah, that's true. But see, when you do pay-per-views, I like when they had two different sets of commentary teams on the pay-per-view, like the SmackDown team and the Raw team. I like when they had it like that. It kept the show feeling different. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
and the stories were being told by the people who tell the stories on a weekly basis, which I think is a big factor. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe have 3-man teams. Just have Morrow on the commentary. Bro, that's a fire ass commentary desk. You got Morrow,
You,
Ronaldo,
you think
Corey
you
Graves,
think
and
Michael
Michael Cole.
Cole wants to deal with the fire that is Mauro?
I mean, Michael Cole is fiery, especially now that Vince is gone.
No,
he's
he is.
He's a
But
little more fiery.
I don't think he wants the
The
actual
hip-hop references.
have the competition.
He's good
To
because
have the actual competition
yeah, he would look
of
bad next to
Mauro.
Morrow.
Nah,
Everybody would just be roasting him like, yo, Morrow is shitting on you, bro. He sounds so much better than you. What's wrong with Michael
yeah,
Cole?
no, he
Which
don't
is-
want those problems.
He don't. That's right. That's true. Morrow's a professional, A-class at what he does. And so is Michael. Michael is a legend at this point, 25
Yeah.
year plus in the game. Like Mike is a legend. He's the voice of this generation of WWE. So we can never take that away from him. He's trained basically all of the commentators to be what they were. And some people he just can't help. And I don't think he can help Kevin Patrick. Because his voice is so light and he says the dumbest fucking shit all the time. He sounds like a 10-year-old doing commentary. It's just weird. I don't know. I ain't going to harp on him. I don't want to bash Kevin Patrick, but there's a lot better options, you know what I mean, for commentary. But that's our show for today, guys. Let me see if I missed any good comments in here. But him and Corey Graves can't get along. Who you talking about, Q? Who don't get along with Corey? I'm not sure why
Probably
they can't
Kevin.
get raw. Oh, you said who? Fizz? You said probably who?
Probably homeboy. You're just talking about Kevin. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, maybe. Give me Adnan Verk and Mike. Okay, Gruss, super villain. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ, Adnan
that's
Verk.
what he does.
I think he was worse than because at least Kevin Patrick knows about professional wrestling and he was already in professional wrestling. He's backstage. Adnan Verk came from Sports Center and it's like, go back, bro. Just go back.
Really didn't care.
He did not care about that job at all. He made that clear once he left. You know what I mean? Him and Mike. You know what I mean? They both didn't give a fuck. Oh, I'm commentating this fake sport. Bitch, why you come then? Shit. Annoying ass niggas, man. You just weren't good at your job. Don't be a bitter bitch because nobody wanted you to want to hear you. Like, go get better. But that's our show for today. I already have the stream scheduled for the rest of the week. I'm gonna try to make sure I do that from now on. We will be live on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays from now on because Saturday streams are really, really hard. And we're doing pay-per-views on Saturdays now, so we got to do watch-alongs, and it gets convoluted. So we're going to start doing the SmackDown Blunt ratings on Mondays when we return, along with catching up on all of the news. Now, if there is a pay-per-view on the weekend, we will be doing the Blunt ratings on Saturdays. So just keep that in mind. The SmackDown Blunt ratings and Wild News joints from the weekend will either be on Saturday or Monday. So just going forward, just keep that in mind. We'll schedule those ahead of time so you guys know. But Monday Night Raw, Blunt ratings and news joints, Tuesdays as always. Thursday, me and Super High. We got our own return coming. Me and Super High. You'll see Super High for the first time in a few weeks. But the stream on Thursday will be at 6 o'clock because Super High has a 9 to 5. He got to pay them bills. You know what I mean? So when he gets off work, we'll be able to do the stream. So we got 2 streams at noon on Monday and Tuesday, and we got 1 stream at 6 p.m. on Thursday, and then we'll be peppering in videos in between. I'm going to get back on these reaction videos and top 5 list and all that stuff. I got a whole list of stuff, ideas up here on the whiteboard that it's very hard to execute when you're a single dad with 2 other businesses to run, but I'm going to get it done because I love you guys. You know what I mean? We passed 500 subs. We are at like 7,000 watch hours. So the watch hours, we crushed that a long time ago. We just need like 480 more subs. You know what I mean? Then we'll be able to monetize the channel and hopefully be able to make some money in the future so I can pay these guys for all their hard work and dedication to the channel. So appreciate you guys. It helps a lot when you guys like the video and subscribe so the algorithm lords bless our content. And the stream is sponsored by Paris Terrell Clothing Company. If you're into high-end men's fashion, please visit paristerrell.com and check out what we have over there. If you don't know, I am a fashion designer. That is my number one skill. I don't know if it's my number one skill, but it's definitely one of my passions. The stream is also sponsored by Ecamm Live. If you're into live streaming or want to get into live streaming and you're a Macintosh user, then I would definitely recommend you check out Ecamm Live. It's a very user-friendly platform as far as live streaming is concerned, and that's what I've been using since I've started this show. I think I used Streamlabs for a little bit. When we first started way back physics, maybe.
Yeah.
I think I used Streamlabs, and then we switched over. Yeah, because we were Skyping through Streamlabs. So, yeah, then we switched over to Ecamm. The first second I switched over to Mac. So, you guys check that out. All links are in the description. If you want to check out any of the gear that I use in the studio, all the links in the description for that. Those are affiliate links. Would greatly appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys. The numbers were off by 1 or 2. Cool. Yeah, we'll get there, man. We'll get there.
Oh, you're talking about the Powerball for him.
Fuck, I forgot.
Yeah, somebody won $2 billion
I forgot to buy
today.
the tickets. I forgot to buy the tickets.
Yeah, somebody
did
won
you just
2.04 billion today from California.
So they actually sold the ticket. So oh my God, somebody won $2 billion.
won.
Oh my God, I forgot to buy the tickets. Damn, you were the numbers were off by 1 or 2. Damn, Gus, that's close. I don't know if I've ever been that close. Almost won the lottery 4 numbers away. Do you have to have the numbers in order, or you just have to have all the numbers?
Just got to have all the numbers.
That's crazy, man. That shit make you want to play the lottery, bro. I never played the lottery. I might have bought lottery tickets maybe like 2 or 3 times in my lifetime. It just seems like a crazy play. But $2 billion, I bet that person bought 1 ticket. I bet they bought
cash value is $997.6 million.
So that's how much they can get just to take. They just get a bill just to take.
Yeah, if you're just doing the
you're not getting the recurring payments.
You're not doing a lump sum. If you do the lump payment, over 30 years, it will be like 1.7 billion.
Yeah, just give me the
either
bill.
way.
Just give me the bill. Give me the money now. Give me the money
Yeah.
now. Give me all my money now, bitch. Bank of America. I'll send you my account number. Put all that shit in there right now. Oh man. The Powerball has to be in order. Really?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that would be weird if it had to be in order. That's almost like, what the fuck? Nobody's ever gonna.
I won like $7 tickets and they weren't in order. I just had the numbers.
Right.
I just had 3 right and one of the Powerballs, and I got some money from it, but they weren't in order.
And it starts from 0 again now until it builds up, right?
Yeah, it's at 20 million now. So
it's already at 20 million. Damn, niggas buying lottery tickets every day. God damn. Motherfuckers in this country poor as shit. We in a recession. Powerball, $2 billion. Like, put that shit into the. Like, we just gave one person $2 billion. We could fix all of America's problems. Like, can we just get people to donate this money instead of buying lottery tickets? You know what I mean? It's like, it's hard to donate because you can't trust the people you're donating to do the right things with it, BLM. But you just gotta do something. It's too much going on out there, man. It's like world is fucked up. It's $2 billion going to one person. We just created another demon in the world. No, I'm happy for him, though. I wish it was me. Yeah, I mean, I hope they're a good person and they don't let the money destroy them. But yeah, man, that's it for us today. We're going to get up out of here. I'm going to go make myself some soup. I feel like some soup is kind of, well, maybe not. It's kind of warm outside. It's nice out here, Fizz. We get some nice weather, man.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not. It's
when you think about it in the big scheme of
mid-November.
things, it's not good.
The world
but,
is on fire. The planet is
decent.
on fire. Global warming is real. We should have listened to Al Gore a long time ago. The planet is fucking melting, but hey, it is what it is. Until it melts completely, we will be here to do our live streams. All for you guys. We appreciate you guys as always, man. Wow Nation, KGM Gruss, Camilla. Thanks for coming back, man. We haven't seen you in a few weeks, man. Thank you for being in here. Always good to have the ladies in the building. Hops88, my guy. thanks for coming through, man. New to the stream, you know what I mean? Been stopping through lately. Appreciate that, my guy. Good show today. Help my work day go by a little smoother. That's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for, to entertain you guys, for sure. Who else was in here? Who else was in here live? Q the content guy. Thanks for blowing up the stream, my guy. Always good to see you in here, veteran of WoW Nation. Appreciate all you guys. Love all you guys, man. Enjoy your Tuesday afternoon, and we'll see you on Thursday at 6 o'clock, me and Fizz. Till the next one, deuces.